Welcome everyone. So this session is going to be about identifying our service niche and forwarding the right content. So let us begin.
This is a small recap. We will try to do a recap at the beginning of the video so that we can connect with the last video. The last video we had spent a lot of time on this funnel, that how we have to understand this funnel and not get demotivated unnecessarily. We saw that whether it be sale or whether you are trying to change people, you're trying to run a movement, you're trying to convince people, to do something big, to take some big action, and change is a very big action, then a lot of people you will have to reach out to, say 1,000. Out of that, 50 to 150 will show some interest. These are the people on the top of your funnel. Then out of that, people will move further with you in the middle of your funnel, that we can call MOFU. TOFU is top of the funnel, MOFU is middle of the funnel. Those will be about 10 to 50 of them. And finally, who will really sustain and go with you a long way in the distance will be about 2 to 5 people, and that is called BOFU. And we saw that these statistics are universal. You talk any good digital business, they will say 2%, 2.5%, 3% conversion is a very good conversion. Final conversion, sales, that is what they will also tell you. So we should never get demotivated with the number of people whom we approach and the number of people who continue till the last. These are the laws of large number, and it's not going to change in a hurry. Maybe if you're very good, 3% can become 5% or something like that, 3.5%, 4%, which itself is excellent. So let's not get disappointed. Another aspect is we don't know what is the impact that our work is happening. When somebody takes 1 sitting, 3 sittings, few sittings, listens to some wisdom, what impact it has on his life or her life, we don't know. So there's a qualitative aspect of the work, and both the quantity and the quality aspects come together in a movement of change. So it may be that your numbers may be low, but you may have created a lot of impact in people's mind, and in future that will bear result. We spoke in the last slide about BBC blog, posted it in all the groups, that the writer talks about 3.5% of region's population, a country or region, and I assume probably it can work for the whole world. If they get actively involved with that philosophy, political movement, or whatever, he was talking in the context of political movement, then that political movement becomes stable and it takes root, and it, things change according to the philosophy of the political movement. Then we also spoke about the 100 monkey experiment, and that how the entire world doesn't have to change, but there's a hypothesis that when there is a critical mass, when that critical mass is reached, then that triggers a change in the consciousness of everybody in that species and everyone involved in that species. So all these things are our friend, and we covered this in the last slide. This slide, a few important points we are going to, go towards. We are going to carry on this journey of social media, and it's very important that we get certain things right. These are very important aspects, and they are fundamentals. So let us look at them. The first thing to understand is that if you're not in a digital marketing, it is said that if you're selling to everybody, then you're actually selling to nobody. So please don't mind my using the word selling. We are not really selling Heartfulness, but I'm just I am a student of business and marketing and sales. So I'm only trying to pick up the good practices from there and trying to see how it can apply to Heartfulness and how it can grow. So the idea is that if you are trying to, if you don't make a niche, a service niche, and if we just go there and keep giving a general message to everybody, then we are not really getting the message down properly. See, what this means is, I am today a businessman, I am a parent, I am a husband, and these are the 3 things which I've experienced in life. I've been a student and I've been a trainer. So these are 5 niches which I understand very well. Niche means something that you understand very well, you've experienced it. Okay, you know the pain points of that area. Today, somebody tells me what is the pain point of being a parent, I have 2 children, and I can look at my own life and I can reflect. And I can also, I may have read some books or had discussions with people. I've had that journey, so I know that these are the pain points of the people. The secret is that people are not interested in what you're saying. They're interested in solving their problems. Okay, that's the little secret about life, if you like, that people engage with you to solve their problems. Whether they buy something, whether they engage with you, they go to some place, or they decide to do or not to do something, and they do it so that some problem of theirs, some pain point of theirs is solved. Of course, later as we evolve in life, evolution takes place. And so I'm not talking about people who are ahead in spirituality, where there is, where love takes over, compassion takes over. Those are, those things are really bottom of the funnel, moved ahead. But we are talking about people whom we want to attract into heartfulness. And we have to accept the fact that they are they will be attracted when they feel that their pain point is solved. So suppose, example, let's take the example of a parent. So what is the problem that a parent can have? How to bring up his child with love and with discipline, how not, when to shout at the child, when not to shout at the child, probably how to inculcate values in the child, how to increase the cognitive intelligence of the child, how to bring good social skills to the child, how to create a harmonious environment in the house so that the child is happy. So these can be the pain points or questions of a parent, and you go and tell him that by following meditation, you will say get liberation. So unless that person is already a spiritual seeker who understands moksha and liberation, he will listen to you somewhere and say, okay, somewhere is there. But if you want to attract his attention, and then if you put it in a different way, that when you are meditating, your mind is relaxed, and you are able to see things, you are not confused, you are able to get clarity. And when you have clarity, you can able to take the right decision. Then when you're able to take the right decision, you can choose wisely what is required, because you're not disturbed with too many thoughts. There is inner clarity. Now, all of a sudden, what you're telling me now, although I am just speaking right now and it has to be more clearer than this, but all of a sudden, as a parent, I am now listening to you, because you are connecting to my problem. How you can talk to the parent, that how you can do anger management. Everyone gets tired with their children sometimes, they want to get angry. And if you can tell me that there is a way that I can not get angry when I am upset, but I don't have to get angry with my children, I will listen to you, because I'm interested in being a good parent. So you have to see what is the niche that you can serve. What is your experience in life? What is your knowledge? Everyone, you could have been a student. Talk about what the problems are of being a student. Once again, I'm telling you, the Let's 1000x Heartfulness Initiative is about reaching out to people using digital platform. And this is one of the ways that you can promote heartfulness. This doesn't really replace anything. There's so many connect programs, beautiful things happening, everything is right, everything has a way. But this one is about using digital technology. And if you want to use digital technology, and if you want to attract people's attention, you have to talk in terms of their pain point. You have to talk about things that interest them. If any one of you is a salesman here, he'll be laughing at me. Why is he repeating the obvious? But it is not so obvious. Many people don't understand this point. A good salesman will always know this. But most of us who are not, who are simple people, and we get excited about things, we like something and we say he will also like it. Just because you like it doesn't matter. It doesn't mean he likes it. You understand things like this. He understands maybe things like this. So you have to talk like this, because you have to you have to get to his side of the interest. One of the elder members of this group who's helping me, guiding me, sends good messages once in a while. He says, you must get, he said it's a pendulum effect. When he listens to the video, he'll laugh. I'm taking his example. So he says, bring the pendulum up to this level where you are so much involved with the person, helping that person so much. He starts, really appreciating, liking you. And then one day you softly talk about heartfulness and meditation, and you leave the pendulum. He and you will together go to the other side. You become so much his, and you drop that, and then he comes with you all the way to the heartfulness. It's a very beautiful example. So if you read the screen, that's what I'm trying to say here in the point number 5. Know, like, trust, small engage, big engage. This is the secret. If you want to, there are some 4 or 5 secrets in this whole game. This is one of the biggest secrets. You can all remember this for life. No matter how much, whatever the tools of social media will change, digital will change. If you really want to convince people, you want to sell things to them, persuade them, bring them into heartfulness. The simple logic is, the simple game is, first the person will get to know you. First he'll ignore you, doesn't know you. Then he comes to know you somehow. And then he starts to like you. Then that likeness has to convert to trust. And then once you start trusting you, you do a small engagement with him. In heartfulness, that small engagement can be the relaxation exercise. 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Do a small engagement. And then if he likes that, then, and he trusts that this person is giving something nice, then you take him on to the bigger engagement, the master class and the follow-up that is after that and things like that. But if in the digital world, if you're trying to attract people with the big engagement first, my experience, there are people who may agree with me, and I'm not saying everyone should agree with me, but my experience, my training in digital marketing says there's a lot of knowledge, a lot of information, a lot of wisdom out there. And most of the people are just not interested unless they know you. They are not interested. They will just skip the message. You think that you sent it to 1,000 people, but hardly anyone would have seen it. So you have to build this know, like, trust, small engage, big engage. And that's how, when you go step by step with people, then when you send something, there's a good chance that people will engage with that. So keep this in mind. This is one of the biggest things. We'll keep coming to this again and again, reinforcing this, because this is a very important aspect of how we should, how I am suggesting, one of the important suggestions is how we can successfully take forward heartfulness on the digital platform. One way to build this trust is to, do things gently and consistently. Trust is not very easy to build like this. It takes time. Person sees the quality of your work. Are you competent? Then are you consistent? Are you consistently delivering? And is the level of your work good? And then what is your character? This is a very important. What is the character of the person? See, even in our Abhyasi groups, we can see that some people just post. We are talking about today's topic is something like that, or something is happening, and all of a sudden something very nice and very good in heartfulness, but they will post which is not relevant to that topic, to that subject. And this is actually, that creates a negative thing. It's like you are talking to your friend. You have 3 friends talking to each other, and they're talking in some conversation, and a 4th friend who's like a good person, he comes and gives you a very good quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Now, Mahatma Gandhi is a great person, and what he is saying is also great, and that will be also very nice. But he is disturbing you. You don't want to discuss Mahatma Gandhi right now. Right now, so social media is also like a conversation. Before you post to some group, you see what is the conversation happening. And are people chatting about something? Is something happening there? Then, if nothing is happening and everything is silent, maybe there is a way you can create a new chat, and involve people. But to just say something like that, just throw something in that group and hoping that it will create a great impact, I think that won't work. That will actually think that people will think that this guy or this person is, he's disturbing. And even if the content is very nice, they will not see. And whatever content comes from you will actually also get a negative perspective. That if this person is sending this content also I don't want to see. So we have to be very careful. So there was Daji talks about anonymity. The heartfulness is a game of anonymity. And for a lot of time I was thinking, how on social media you can be anonymous? Because you have to project yourself. You have to do, people will know your name, people will know your branding. How you can be anonymous? So in one way you cannot be anonymous. So, and that's a risk actually. I still don't have an answer. And those who don't want to take this risk, you have to be very careful. You have to at night do your cleaning properly and make sure your ego is not up and all that you have to do. And so those are getting into this digital technology, social media, so be careful here. This can be a problem. You are taking a risk. Take care. But there is one part of anonymity is which I did understand. And that is the anonymity like this, we can understand it like this. When you're going to send a message to someone, when you're going to tell somebody something, you're going to give some information, is that information going to be useful to him at that point of time? Is that going to be helpful to him? Or are you just saying it to project yourself? Somebody sent you a very nice message and you got really excited and you want to show the whole world that how good you are, and you will just forward, because the quality of the message is very high. So at that point of time, not realizing whether the group where you're sending this is required or not required, if you keep sending it, you still send it, then you're projecting yourself and you're not projecting others. Some problem will happen when you're sending it to about hundreds and thousands of people. There can always be 1%, 2% people who will say, this was not good. And sometimes people give me a call also, Vishal, why did you send this? It's not required. But that's very rare, very rare. It will happen sometimes, but that's a mistake. But in general, if you are just forwarding for the sake of forwarding, just to show that, I am great or I have such good content and you're projecting yourself, then that is the principle against anonymity. The principle of anonymity says, send something which is useful to that audience at that point of time. So there's so much subtlety in this. Just because you got something, you got excited. One of my good friends used to say that his preceptor used to say that if somebody would get a nariyal, coconut from somewhere, and he'll keep showing that coconut as a solution to everything. You found this great revelation came to you or a great point, and all of a sudden you want to show that to the whole world, not understanding whether that person is going to understand the importance of that nariyal. For him, the nariyal is the nariyal. You are seeing the emptiness in it. You are appreciating that beauty, but others don't. So what is looking very important to you, it may not be important to others. So this is such an important point. Anonymity. So please take care. Please reflect. I have made these mistakes. I'm talking on this today, and I'm laughing at all the mistakes I made. So this is all about sharing. Please see if there are more in the group who are making this possible mistake, and let's not do this. Let's project ourselves gently. Let's give things which are necessary. And when you do that, you start building that trust. You start building that. But if you are forceful, you're splashing, people, you will not start your journey. That journey of like to trust will not happen. People may know you, but they will not like you. It won't happen. Another thing is that the kind of content, in the earlier slide, I'll just go back. You see I've written tofu here, top of the funnel, mofu here, middle of the funnel, and persevere, bofu here, bottom of the funnel. So what it means here that a person who has just started engaging with you, the kind of content that you will give him, the kind of things that you will tell him will be different from the person who is in the middle of the funnel with you, who has been there for some time and who has started possibly done some relaxation, or he's taken a sitting, or maybe he has even taken 3 sittings, something like that, and it will be different. And those who have taken the sittings and who have been with you 2-3 months, the kind of content that you will give them is different. So you have to, the kind of message and the kind of things that you give to the different kind of people will have to be different. And digital technology can help you put these people in different groups and different ways. Different medias, you can do it differently. On Facebook, you can do it in a different way. On WhatsApp, you can do it in a different way. Using emails, you can do it in a different way. All that we will see as the course progresses. But you should know that you should give the right kind of content to the right kind of a person. It is very simple, And suppose if you have a shop, and the customer is just coming in, how will you tell him? What will you tell him? How will you greet him? And if a known customer who is 5 years old comes to the shop, what will you tell him? What will you show him? It's going to be very different. So digital marketing, is just like the ordinary things of life. You have to use common sense. What we do there, we have to do here digitally. So please remember this, that the kind of content that we use is going to be different. In the next videos, we will talk more about kind of content and things like that. The quality of the content is very important. It should be able to solve the 5 pain points. After this video, please pause and think, what are the things that I give you the niches of my life? Businessman, parent, husband, trainer. These are my niches of life, and maybe if I reflect one or two more, I'll get. But if I have not experienced something, and I've just borrowed knowledge from here and there, my personal thing is, we will not be able to connect. Yes, even recently there was some statement Raji was saying that you should stay. If you've experienced something, you should talk about it. There's a story from very famous story. Many of you would know this. That once somebody was praising Babuji Maharaj very exotically. He's this and he's that, and I believe he went on to say that I have brought God in front of you. To the level he has gone to say that. Then Babuji had to call Chariji Maharaj and say, इस बंदे, use some word, इसको बंद कराओ. तो क्यों बाबूजी ये तो अच्छी बात कर रहा है, जो भी बात कर रहा है इसने उसको एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया. He has not experienced what he is talking about. So therefore, all this is not relevant at all. So this is a great wisdom coming from our great teacher. But when we talk about what we have experienced, if you experience that niche, you know that pain, and then how heartfulness practice is going to help you with that, overcoming that pain. And then when you put it in words, whether you use digital media or you talk to people, you call people, or you just chat, that whole thing is different because there is truth in that, there is conviction in that. So let us all pause and let us see what is our niche and what are we going to, who are we going to serve? What is going to be our service niche? Because if we focus, then we are going to be able to 1000x heartfulness using digital platform. These are the rules. We have to follow these wisdom rules to make it happen. One important question people keep telling me, how will we get so many people? You're talking about getting 2000 seekers, and then you're yourself saying that so many people you have to engage, and from that 2000 will come. Yes, but remember, you don't have to do this alone. If you know the first 50 people, 100 people, of that 5 people, 10 people join, 15 people join, mentor them, take them forward. Then each of them will know 50, each of them will know 100. Use their network. So don't think that you are alone in this journey. You are not alone at all. First of all, none of us are alone. The great hierarchy is with us. So we are not alone. But since this is karma bhumi, we have to do our karma. We have to do something about it. And once we keep traveling, I think we will keep getting the right resources, the right people. Right people will keep joining us. And we will get maybe some. In the next video, we'll take more examples of this. So this is just a concept, and great. So I covered everything. You can read if I missed out anything. You can just read the slide, and please follow this. This is something that has come to me through expert digital trainers of this world. I have been going through training, and when I reflected it with what the teachers have been saying, what the masters have been saying, what is my experience so far, I was able to do this. One point which is important, which I think I missed here, is no one sees more than 1 or 2 posts unless somebody is signed up with a training program like this. If you've committed to a training program, you're likely to see more posts, more videos. But otherwise, nobody has time to see more than 1 or 2. So if you are sending more than 1 or 2 a week, most chances will get ignored. At least if it's in the outreach, if it is the top of the funnel in outreach, make it, make the post just 1 or 2 things in a week. 1 maybe. That's just great. So, okay, thank you very much. I've said what I have to say, and see you in the next video. Thank you.